Good morning, YouTube. That's the wrong one. Oh, this is Blaster Stash, and you're pretty cool for stopping by. And that's not it, too. Hey, it's Blaster Stash. That's right. It's Yui. I am back. I am just doing a C2E2 wrap up, what I picked up, and that kind of stuff. My thoughts on Chicago, the whole trip, and everything. I just got back in this today at 12:30. Had to catch a flight. Had to get up at 4:15 to catch a flight. So I've been up since 2 o'clock in the morning my time. So I'm pretty exhausted. I had about a half an hour nap. But Chicago itself, wow, very, very overwhelming for a person like me. The very podunk little town that I live in. The whole county's 200,000 people. To go to a big city like that, it was kind of a mind blower to me. And Discovery Bay, thanks for stopping in. So it's very overwhelming, a lot of anxiety and stuff going to a big city like that. Think, if I get lost, I'd use an Uber for the first time. There was so many different things. Took the L train. There's so many different things that I have not done being in such a small town. So it was a little overwhelming for me a little bit. The people were great. It was great to meet you too, Discovery Bay. I'm glad I made it home safe. So just driving through the town, just totally different environment than what I'm used to. Like here, we don't really have public transportation. We have one bus that runs through town, maybe two buses, and it's just far different environment than what I'm used to. So, hey, poor Mike, how's it going? We were trying to get I think you were the one that wanted a picture, but we weren't able to get a picture. We'll figure out something for you though. But I want to go through the books that I picked up, and as I'm going through, maybe little stories about stuff that had happened in Chicago for C2E2. So everybody knows me. I don't like spending a lot of money on one big book. So I love to get my key books, but I'm a cheap guy. And I don't like spending a whole lot of money on them. So I go for the 50-cent bands. I go for the dollar bands. I go for the $2 bands. Sometimes I'll spend $15 on a book, but it's got to be a book that I want and in the condition I'm looking for. But last year at Dallas, I bought Cap 100. I bought a low-grade one and paid $100 for Cap 100, I think Cap 108 or something like that. So I'm not really much for spending like a lot of money on one book. I like to spread my money around. I like to get a lot of books. But unfortunately, this trip, too, I had to be able to take it all back on the plane. So it was pretty limited on what I could get. There's a lot of stuff in the 50-cent bins that I wanted to pick up, but I just couldn't do it because of space. They had tons of Punisher stuff that I wanted to get to fill my runs, but I'm like, well, I could probably get Punisher at home. But I did pick up quite a few books. Like I said, nothing special. Got some SIGs and all that stuff. But let's just go ahead and jump into my books that I picked up. I did pick up a few of these Punisher trades. Punisher Batman. This is a good old JR goodness there. I gotta figure out where to put all this crap as I'm going through it. Punisher Ghosts of the Innocents. Punisher Empty Quarter. It's like he's in the Middle East. I think the most I paid for one book this trip was $13, I think. Most of these books I'm showing here, so 50 cents for $1, a few of them $2. Hey, Mastodon. Hey, Midwest Ball and Chain. Need Mo Comics is in here as well. Thank you for stopping by. Drink from my C2E2 mug, which that's a good story too. So these cups are kind of cool. Am I backwards to you guys? I don't know if I am. If I am, I can flip the camera. You buy these cups for $20, $25, and then you can refill them all day long, and then you pay $5 the next day, and you can refill all day. I bought this on Saturday. Only filled it one time, so I got a nice, cool $20 mug set on my shelf. So, okay, good deal. anybody knows me, I'm a big Gru fan, and anything Sergio or Aragonis puts out, I buy. This is stuff that I didn't even know he did, and I grabbed these. Blair Witch. I actually read this one. So this is a story essentially making fun of Blair Witch, and it's a Boy Scout troop going out ahead of the filmmakers, and they think it's actually haunted because of what the Boy Scouts are doing. It's pretty funny. I know I got some more of those. Here they are. Another one, Day of the Dead. Boogeyman. That's 4. There's 4. This is a miniseries. 3, 4. And then some Gru filler that I need. 77. I've always liked Sergio. Put it back to his Mad days when he did the little sidebars and stuff on the Mad comics. 74. Yeah, they had the other mugs too. They had the insulated mugs that kept your drink cool or hot. But that was like $30, and I wasn't going to spend $30. Or I spent $20 on a mug I barely even used. 6. What do you do when you can't buy G.I. Joe #1? You buy Tales of G.I. Joe #1, the reprint of the #1. Still a pretty cool book. I think I had like the 25th anniversary. No, maybe the 30-year anniversary of this book too. But I picked it up for $1. Some Greg Horn goodness, Marvel. There's #3. I didn't find that one really. I forgot what number that was. #4. #2. You know what I really got to do with. I don't know if anybody else used CLZ to use their database for their comic books, but I had a problem with it this weekend. What I really got to do. Sorry. Because for some reason I kept looking at books I already had, and I bought them, which kind of sucks, especially if they're high-dollar books. Fairest, #4, Adam Hughes, covers. #6. Walking Dead, just because it was in the dollar bin. Drew brought me these here. He knows I'm a huge Black Badge fan, so he brought me this. This is the variant cover for #2, I believe. And he knows I'm a huge Elvira fan, so he brought me this too. So thank you, Drew Manchu. So yeah, I mean, everybody's heard the stories probably of what happened over the weekend, and the only downside to me, I'm a big stick in the mud when it comes to going out and partying and stuff. That's just not me really anymore. So I felt like I was kind of a bummer on some of the stuff because I didn't go out drinking. I didn't go out to meet the triad. I didn't do any of that stuff. I kind of stayed, I think I had 1 beer, and that was on Thursday night when we went to go help. Gosh dang it! Okay, he had the damn thing in the con. I don't know why I can't think of it right now. Elektra #1, Greg Horn cover. Yes, Chuck, thank you. This one I grabbed just because there were 20 books for $10, and I needed another book, so I grabbed Superboy #1. Chuckload of Comics, that was the stand. This was a free book. I think this actually comes out this week. Neon Future. They were giving it away at the con, so I grabbed it. This was an indie book. I actually talked to the people. I haven't read it yet. Give them our card, so we may be interviewing the writer. This is Open Tree. It's about a shape-shifting Native American woman. So it had meat and potatoes. Mike was looking over my shoulder at it, that's for sure. Frank Cho cover, Savage, Red Sonja. Frank Miller Daredevil. Sure, I'll pick it up for $1. I have some other ones over here, but they're big stamped. I didn't even notice it. They were it was really faded in the cover. It says "Do not resell." And I'm like, oh crap! I bought them and about pointless. This one I've been looking for this issue for a while because I have 1 through 3. It's a 4-issue miniseries by Eric Powell by Image Comics called Big Man Plans. I don't know if anybody's ever read this. I absolutely love it. It's about a midget who goes on. He has this really crappy life. He gets beat up a lot by, if I remember right, it's been a while since I've read 1 through 3. Like his dad abuses him, and he goes to Vietnam. He's not, he's very disgruntled and a very violent man. But definitely, I'm looking forward to finish reading this up. So I'll probably have to go back and read 1 through 3 again. Again, this is probably another cover I have. So Moon Knight number 6. This is David Finch cover. Thanos Rising number 5. This has an issue in the top corner and some issues right on the staple. Maybe a little bit of discoloring. I'm not sure if that'll come off or if it's rubbed already. But, dude, how can you pass up Dave Stevens in the Dollar Bend? I've been looking for this issue. And, God, man, how can you freaking Dollar Band? I got super excited for that. Damage Control. I think there are 3 different volumes of this. I think this is the last one I needed. Cat Von Strait says, "What's good? It was good to see you, man. I was hoping to hang out with you a little bit more at the con, but we only saw you a couple times." So, Spider-Woman number 3. And Bruce Zayas in here from Idaho, stopping in to say hello. Amazing Spider-Man 221. Crisis on Campus. I think that's what that thing says back there. Yeah, that one back there. It says number 68, Crisis on Campus 2. You can't see me. It's behind me right there. But Crisis on Campus. And 191. I didn't. Corner got all jacked up when I went to put it in the bag and board. Let's see now. Whole bunch of Batman, but really high number Batman books. I didn't really look for much Silver Age or Bronze Age Batman. I was focused more on Captain America kind of this trip. But this is just filler for the Batman. 572, I guess I got that out of order. 670. 568. Yeah, I must be really tired because I got these all out of order. 664. 662. 661. 660. I think I paid $2 a piece for these. I probably shouldn't have. 659. 566. 565, and these I just got from eBay. I just got them in the mail today. 430, 414, 399, and 380. These bags, these are the ones that Bueller was promoting. The Max Light from like Columbia Hobby or whatever it is. These are some good mid-range bags. I mean, better than Poly, and not quite as good as Mylar, but they got some good clearness, good crisp clearness to them, and it makes the comic pop too. Captain America stuff. Got some Bronze Age, nothing silver, but I'll start with the higher numbers first. 380. Again, I think I got a few doubles on this one too. 269. Daredevil, nope. Wolverine, it's the D-Man. I thought Mike was the D-Man. Talk about his pickle at the con. Now, so Mike's told his story about the lady with the pickle. I'll tell the story the right way. Mike was wanting to go see Mark Silvestri, and he didn't even notice the lady was standing right there in the line, and Mike tried to go right by her, and she stepped over right in front of him. And she said, "Oh, excuse me, Mark Silvestri's gone to lunch. He'll be back, in an hour or two." And then Mike said, "Oh, you kind of scared me. You scared me with your pickle," because she had a big inflatable pickle with her. I don't know why. Maybe it was like her pepper spray or something. She'd beat people over the head with it or something. And Mike proceeded to tell the lady that his pickle ends up scaring people too. And I apologized for Mike's behavior. And Mike said, "Why are you apologizing?" And I said, "Can't tell me that was not a double entendre. You weren't talking about a stuffed pickle. You were talking about your pickle." So Bronze Age stuff, 166. He gets new. I don't have any of those new cool bags and boards for these. 151. 147, 121, and annual number 3. That's my cap run I got this run. I envy the guys that drove and stuff, because they could get as many books as they wanted to and not have to worry about putting them in overhead trying to get back in the airplane. I about busted my suitcase trying to cram everything in. Okay. Got a few Thor books, nothing really super duper. Heard this was a really good run, so I found 1 and 2, Thor, God of Thunder. And that's number 2. So probably the most people hung out with at the con was probably Mike, Joe, and Drew. Probably Mike the most, actually. There's Heaven and Earth. I guess it's a miniseries. Thor 280. Again, when I was talking about like being in the big city of Chicago, that I had a little anxiety of like, oh shit, I better not be the last one left at the con, because I got to try to figure out how to get myself home or back to the house. When I said I never had used Uber before, I finally used Uber my last day after I had lunch with Mike and Joe and went to my hotel. So I knew I could have called Uber. I knew I could have figured it out, but still having a little anxiety being, I said, from a really small town and trying to figure out Chicago. I'm like, am I in the right place? Am I in a bad neighborhood? I think where we're staying was actually in a pretty bad neighborhood. I don't know. So, but I always felt a little separation anxiety when I was by myself at the con. I'm like, oh, where is everybody? I need to find somebody. What is that over there? What's this? Metal cap run. So, like Portland's not so bad because I kind of know Portland. Dallas, I didn't feel so much because we had a shuttle that can get us right from the con to the hotel. Here, we really didn't have that option. It was either Uber or a ride or the L train, which I still have $20 on the freaking card that I bought for the L train. Only took 2 trips, so I got probably $15 plus in money to take the L train. I guess if I go back to Chicago, I'll use it again. Maybe I think it expires like in 2040 or some shit like that. Justice League of America. I've been trying to get this. Yeah, when we took the L train back that first day from the con. We were walking to get off to go to the Airbnb. We were the only white people, I think, in that neighborhood. So I was like, oh, okay. I guess that's cool. Uh, 132. That would have been cool to hang out with you too. 129. Justice League of America. I've been trying to get these. I think this is volume. This might be volume 1 still. I don't remember. I think it is volume 1. 127. I think this is 124. Let's add a bad cut on that. 118 and 109. Now I got the joy of putting all this stuff away too. Okay. X-Men. No, I didn't get a whole lot of X-Men either. I've been trying to get 100 to 200 complete. So I have a few little holes here and there, but I didn't really find much within the price I was wanting to pay. This isn't in that range. This is number 247. 174 and 167. Oh, I was going to check my X-Men. What do I got? My X-Men run. Uncanny. And I've got 100. I'll talk about that here in a little bit. Yeah, all the low 100s is what I need. And those are usually the most expensive books, too, of that X-Men run. I think I have 100, 104 through 106, 113, 116, 124, 126. And then I start having pretty big runs of it. Fantastic Four, 270. 269. Yeah, I met a lot of new people. So last year we went to Dallas. I met Great Legend. I met Splash Page and Drew and Joe and Mike. And I know a few others we met at Dallas that came to C2E2 this year. But I met quite a few others. I look like Marcus Phoenix. Okay. I think I'll take it. 256. That's from Gears of War, right? 256. 255. And we met Chuckload. We met all the guys from Comic Core. Stuff like that. 238. 230. So it was fun. Again, the main reason I went was to hang out with the guys from the Blasted Stash crew, 204, and meet the guys from Comic Core and meet some other YouTubers that were there, and to get books signed, which I said I'm going to talk about those. Almost done with the books that I bought. Comics Explained, yeah. Wonder Woman. George Perez, Wonder Woman. This is the appearance of Animal Man in DC continuity. That's what Legend was telling me. Defenders number 5. I think it was $5 for this issue, and I'd pay that. It's in pretty good shape. It's got a few spine ticks and everything, and the corners aren't sharp, but so I pay $5 for that. Invaders number 39. I love the Invaders stuff. I have 1, 2, 3, and a few hit and miss. I think his run is only like 45 issues long or something like that. 226. By the way, thank you, Ace, for the sub on our channel. I appreciate it. Number 22. Awesome origin of the most powerful, deadly Nazi nemesis of all. Invaders number 17. And this is, I think it's a second appearance of Union Jack, number 8. So I guess number 7 was his first appearance. The other back issues I got, actually, I didn't get any really big keys or anything. Yeah, we all play Xbox on our Blasted or Stash show, yeah. Yeah. I got this con exclusive. This is the Art Germ foil Catwoman. And then I got the Del Auto Grim Knight Catwoman as well, or Catwoman full cover. And then this was this was it was buy one get one free, and so I figured, dude, I've got to get this other one. So this was the free one that I grabbed. I think it's a Mark Brooks Captain Marvel. There weren't really a whole lot of other books I really liked. This was probably the best one. I mainly wanted this book right here. This is the X-Men Black, I think. Yeah, X-Men Black as a COA with it, and that's the Adam Hughes, Emma Frost cover. And it's signed by Adam Hughes, so that was really cool. So both those books were $35, which is nice because this one by itself is $35 to $40 online. So that'll be go on my collection up on my shelf probably. Okay, well I'll check you out there, Ace. Okay, now I got into books that I got signed. Anybody knows me that I'm a Scoutmaster, so anything that's Scout related, especially in comic book, I try to pick it up. I found this book here, picked up the trade. It's Ghoul Scouts, so it's about a Boy Scout troop. Essentially, I mean, you can't use Boy Scout, anything official Boy Scout related in any kind of comic books because Boy Scouts of America won't allow you to do it. So, turn the volume down on this. So I got this, and the writer signed it for me. Troop 535, that's our troop number. Be prepared, be very prepared. So that was kind of cool. I talked to him. Yeah, you too, Splash Page. Even though we didn't see you very much, I only saw you pretty briefly. And I left my white gloves in Joe's car too after we had lunch at Portobello's or whatever it was called. I forgot the name of the place. Pretty good burgers though. I had my first Chicago deep dish, which was totally different than like Chicago style we have here from like Figaro's. It was my one piece will fill you up. I mean, that's probably 1,000 calories just for that one piece. So, but I had two, so I probably had my limit. I ate so much over the weekend, so much junk food. I really didn't eat a whole lot through the day. It was mainly at dinner where I had we had pizza. We had freaking I never had White Castle either, other than the frozen ones. So, and I wasn't super impressed with them either. Of course, I was getting made fun of because I wanted ketchup to put on them. Mike says you don't put ketchup on White Castle burgers. I don't know what he's thinking, but this is the other Scout book that I picked up. I met these guys at Rose City Comic Con in Portland. So I wanted to pick up book 2. So I picked up book 2. I can't believe they were actually there. And they signed it, the little remark inside for me, which is nice. This is Junior Braves of the Apocalypse book 2 by Oni Press. So I had to pick up that. I'm actually going to be, I was in contact with Greg Smith, who is the writer behind this book. We're going to actually be interviewing him too. So that's cool. And I bought this patch too, Craving Wilderness patch. So okay, so now on to the rest of the books I got signed. Let's see here, pull these off the top. Yeah, this got 3. I missed Gleason. There were a few books that I did not get. I wanted to get Art Germ, but I don't really. I mean, his line was really weird, and I think cut it off really early. Had a really short window to get books signed. Gleason I missed. Aaron I missed. Jason Aaron. Scotty Young. Rod Riaz, I think that's his name. I'll talk about him briefly here too in a second. But I did see Tomasi, talk to him. So I got my Adventures of Super Sons #1 signed because I already have the original run of Super Sons signed by him, and Superman #1, and of course the first appearance of the quote unquote Super Sons #10. So that, and I definitely told Tomasi he's a far better writer of Batman than Tom King. I like Tom King, some of this stuff, but okay, Jack, I'll check that out. it seems there are quite a few books about scouts and zombies. And if anybody ever seen that movie, I think I can't remember what it's called. I remember seeing that. I watched it with my oldest son. Definitely not my youngest son, my oldest son. Talked to Teenie Howard for a little bit. She is the writer behind Forgotten Queen, as well as I'm not even going to say it because I always mess it up. Baylet. Maybe that's what it's Baylet. And everybody saw the Facebook video that I put up. My copy's really freaking weird. It's got multiple pages printed. I had a big printing error in here. And I showed her that. And she said she was going to talk to her editor about that. So I don't know. I don't know if they ever did a recall, because there was another book in my comic book store that was the same issue. There were 3 pages totally that were reprinted throughout the whole story. So if you want to go to our Facebook group, the Blasted Astasha Facebook group. There's a video on there that I showed what was going on with that. One thing I don't like, Adam Hughes is another one I don't like his signature, because he always puts AH, the exclamation point, all on his books already, and that's how he signed it. But, I really want something different. And Russell Dodderman is the same, RD. That's it. And I got the Love and Romances or Romance. I can't remember what that is. That's that cover there. I got that signed. I love that cover. Talked to Terry Moore. I never have read the Strangers in Paradise. I never have gone back and read that, but I read Motor Girl. Absolutely love that. I talked to him briefly about Motor Girl, and he said it's been, I think there's news about it being an option for TV series. He's working on the script right now, but I got him to sign number 1 and number 2. That. So he was kind of a cool guy. There was like nobody at his table either, which was, I think that's kind of surprising. I got most of my signatures on Friday. I try to get those out of the way. That way I can dig through boxes and stuff. Kyle Higgins, talked to him too about Winter Soldier. I've been liking this miniseries as well. I asked him about RJ. Is RJ going to be a continuing character in the Marvel universe? And he says, well, we got to wait to see. So issue number 5 comes out next month, I think. So it's wrapping up. But I told him I did like the dynamics of RJ and Bucky and their relationship and how it's going forward. It's like a father-son relationship. And I thought that was really great. And I asked him if he'd plan on carrying on anymore after this series is done. He said no, they didn't have any plans for him to go back to Winter Soldier at all. So this was another guy too, an older artist. Nobody was at his table. I really didn't know much of his work. I did find some books in my collection that he had worked on. So I thought, what the heck, I'll get him to sign that. It's Joe Staton. Green Lanterns 199, had him sign that one. And 201, his first Kilowog. And he did some Wonder Woman stuff too. This one here, Wonder Woman 241. He told me, he goes, hey, you want to know a story about this? So on this cover here, this girl standing on this ledge. When he first drew this cover, she was dangling over the edge to the street below. But the comic code said, nope, we can't have that. So he had to go back and add this little ledge that she's standing on in order to pass the comic code. Thought that was a really cool story. And again, nobody was at his table either. I feel really bad for these people who are older and fans or whatever, don't really know the stuff they worked on, and they kind of sit there all by themselves, either messing around on their phone, just kind of being bored and kind of feeling forgotten. And that's a real big bummer. I really hate that, because some of those guys, like that little story there, I wouldn't have heard that. That's why I went and talked to him about it. It was kind of cool story. Frank Cho was a big reason why I went out to C2E2. I mean, yeah, of course, you meet the guys and stuff like that. But I really wanted to meet Frank Cho, who's one of my favorite artists. And I got a few books signed by him. His line wasn't very long either. I was surprised. And let me put more tape on the back of that. Miss Marvel #1. Harley Quinn #30. Harley Quinn #49. Hey, Carolina Chris, how you doing? And Harley Quinn 54. Got those 4 books signed. He was a $5 per signature per book, which I should maybe go back and talk about what they charge. See, none of these people charged. Yep. So Tomasi didn't charge. Russell Dodderman didn't charge. Terry Moore didn't charge. Joe Staten didn't charge. Frank Cho was $5 per signature. I kind of have a cap too on signature. Like, I won't pay Neil Adam prices. Yeah, he was pretty cool. I talked to him. I said, "Hey, you never come out to Rose City, so that's why I came here." And he says Rose City Comic Con never has asked him to come out. So I said, "Man, well, I definitely got to get on that. I should email him and say, hey, why don't you get Frank Cho?" So he's a pretty cool guy too. I mean, he would sit and talk to you if you wanted to. But again, I'm the type of person, I don't bring big stacks of books for people to sign. I don't like, me personally. I mean, whatever you want to do, whatever everybody else wants to do, that's fine. That's just not me. I don't like bringing big stacks of books. I feel like I'm wasting their time. I don't like sitting there having a big long conversation because I know there are people behind me waiting to get books signed too. So I usually say thank you, move along. And, if there's nobody back behind me, I'll sit and talk to him for a little bit, like Joe Staten, and but I don't like the waste of time because I know other people want to get through and get their books signed and stuff like that. Okay, the last 3 people I got books signed from, it was kind of nice because, of course, everybody knows, and Neil Adams is outrageous. So is freaking. I don't understand, like, people like. Well, I guess I'll get into that here in a minute here. So we were waiting in line for George Perez, and everybody knows that George Perez is retiring. He's only going to be in a handful more cons, like C2E2, and a few more going forward. We knew his line was going to be outrageous. We actually we were able to get in his line a little bit early. We went to help Chuckload of Comics. We got into the con a little bit early. We were able to jump in line, and they put a cap on his line pretty damn quick. People were running into the con to get in line. See, Mike, Carson, Paul, and myself were right about 15 people back, something like that, to get in line. And then I noticed Claremont. Claremont was right across from Perez, and I thought, oh, Claremont's there. Mike called my spot, so I ran over to Claremont, and I got Claremont's signature on a couple things. But he charged $10 per signature, which wasn't. That's about the cap that I'm going to pay for a signature, because I have pretty limited funds when I go. I don't want to spend all of it on signatures and stuff. I got 2 books signed by Claremont. I got issue 100 of X-Men signed, and 142. And then he had a Wolverine book by Claremont and Miller. And it's a limited to 1,000 books. That's what it says here. And Claremont has this little stamp he stamps on the front of the book, and he signs it. And that's like his COA, I guess. The only problem with that was I stuck it in a bag and board, and you can barely see it right there to see the ink came off on some of the bags. So it wasn't totally dry when it got put back in the bag. But this was $15. That included the signature. So I grabbed that. Right next to Perez was Wolfman. And I thought, oh my God, I gotta wait in line for Perez, and then I gotta wait in line for Wolfman. So what am I gonna do here? What am I gonna do? So, again, there was nobody in line for Wolfman at that particular time. So I said, hey, Mike, hold my books. I'm gonna jump over and get Wolfman. So I went over and got Wolfman. Because I figured up Saturday would be my day. I'm gonna be spanning in the line all day for Wolfman, Perez, and Claremont. I got all that stuff knocked out early. I think I was done getting all three of those signatures. The con opened at 10. I was done by 11 getting all three of those signatures, which I was ecstatic about. But I got Wolfman's signature on Spider-Woman, number 1. And then I got these double signed by Wolfman and Perez. Crisis on Infinite Earths number, that's number 7, yeah. That's that iconic cover. And then number 1. Again, we'll talk about Perez a little bit. What a great guy. Honestly, what a great guy. It amazes me. It seemed like he had a lot of energy, and he was excited to be there to help his fans. He didn't charge anything. All the money you could make a donation. You didn't have to pay anything. You can make a donation. It was going to, I think, a children's hospital, I believe. Even he said even his fee for showing up was being donated as well. And that's where I think a lot of the newer guys, well, I don't know, he's not new, stuff like Liefeld, who charges the outrageous fees for like 98 and 87 of New Mutants, because it just cracks me up, because Liefeld's not a good artist as far as I'm concerned. I mean, yeah, he can draw better than I can. I'm not going to deny him that one bit. But he's not, compared to Perez, I nowhere near. And Perez is like smiling. He's jumping up. He's taking pictures. Oh my God, what an awesome guy. I don't know if you're on the Facebook page or follow us on. I think I put it on Twitter too, and as well as our Instagram account. And I got my book signed, and I said, "Can I take a picture with you?" He said, yeah, sure. And I do a selfie, and it jumps up like right in my face, like right up against my face, and took a picture. He was great. I mean, just what an awesome guy. And I thought, God, we need more creators like that. These legendary these creators that love what they do. They love their fans, and they're not in it for like the money, like somebody like Liefeld is. And it just amazed me, and it makes me feel sad a little bit that he's retiring. I can understand it. He may have some health issues and stuff like that, where it's really limiting on what he's doing. But man, I wish him the best. He was such a great guy, and I feel honored to be able to meet him. The books I did get signed by him. Of course, anybody who sees Perez gets Infinity Gauntlet signed. Last year I went to Rose City Comic Con. Starlin was there, so I got number 4 signed. I wanted to get number 1 signed, but because I had a copy for Bruce Zayas to get signed, they wouldn't allow me signatures on duplicates of books, so I didn't get mine signed. I got Bruce Zayas to sign, but not mine. So I just got Perez on here. Maybe I'll see Starlin again and get double signed on that. But I got Starlin and Perez on this one here. This is one of my favorite covers during that run. This is number 4, kind of blown out with that light. And then, of course, I wanted to pick some other book that wasn't like a big famous Perez book, kind of not necessarily a totally obscure, but Fantastic Four 164. This is the first appearance of the Crusader. So, and that's all the books that I got for this con, and got what I got signed. I said I missed a few, but Jason Aaron, I'm sure I'll run into somewhere else. To hear what the books. Jason Fabak, Gleason. I'm sure I'll run those guys somewhere else. My big things were the older guys, Perez, Wolfman, and Claremont. That was my main focus. If I was able to get the other ones, great. If not, it wasn't a big loss to me. I just feel bad because I brought them with me and I lost space in my bag, bringing books I didn't get signed. But overall, the trip was pretty good. Like I said, I'm kind of sticking in the mud because I don't drink. I don't go out partying and stuff. I kind of went to bed kind of early compared to everybody else. That's just me. That's just what I do. And nothing bad on anybody else that went out and partied and drank. I just know if I get hungover, I'm not going to have a good day at the con. And I want to have a good day at the con. So I know we spent most of the day Thursday there. We left a little bit early on Saturday. And it went till 5 on Sunday, but I think we left at 1 on Sunday to head out. But overall, good trip. Tiring trip. I left Thursday morning and got there, and I left Monday. I got home this morning at 12:30 my time. So overall, great trip. Great, nice to meet all the Common Core guys. You know, that I think that's kind of what it's about too, is meeting those other people and having this fun and making those connections, seeing what they're like in real life versus being on video. So that's it. That's my haul, and I'm sticking to it. But we are going to be back live this Sunday night, reviewing the books for this week. We may go over maybe a couple books from the week prior, but we didn't get to read. But that's it. So whether you blast it, whether you stash it, happy reading, and we'll catch you guys next time.